And we are now in topic number 3. Let's bring it on in. I want to talk about the 3 home games that we're having this season.
Yes.
Well, I don't want to say home games because there are more than just one game. Home tour. Dang it. Close to the better title after I hit record. You know what? It's cool. I appreciate you. I like your creativity. We're just going to roll with wherever we got.
See what happens when we have no producer.
So, this season, the Overwatch League is hosting their first home games. 3 separate events. One in Dallas, Texas, one in Atlanta, Georgia, and one in Los Angeles, California. Which, by the way, what the hell?
What?
Why are they doing it in LA?
Yeah.
Like, I get why.
It's not even in the. It's what arena is it in? Because it's not the Blizzard arena, right?
It's the Microsoft arena.
Microsoft.
Which, by the way, that's a nice.
Oh, I know it's nice, but okay. So Microsoft was just like, yeah, cool. I'm just gonna we're gonna take this one. Yeah, of course it's a tech company.
And
anyway.
I get why they're doing it because of the whole Battle for LA thing, so it makes sense. But there are multiple other places where I feel like you guys could have utilized the.
I'm not sold on it. But continue on, yeah.
They could have utilized the home and away things. Like, maybe you could have had some home games in China or in Europe. But, I mean, that could easily be, like, that costs a lot to ship everything. So,
yeah.
I don't want to get overseas just yet. Let's just talk about the continental U.S. We're talking about Canada and the United States. Sorry, Mexico.
Yeah.
I want to temper our expectations for this event.
Okay. What makes you say that?
So, in every single esport gaming event, tech event, we can broaden this all the way across technology. There's always the first one that's usually much weaker because they're just figuring things out. It still looks cool, but they're still ironing out the kinks, right? The fact that it's in the Allen Event Center, which is a stadium usually reserved for sporting events,
right,
and not the esports arena, which is in Arlington.
Yeah,
which made me raise a question mark because I'm like, why are we not going to the dedicated esports venue? But then it's the matter of seating.
Yeah. Oh, so the Allen Center would have more seating, of course, being that it's the actual sports event stadium. Okay.
And I think that's why they chose it versus the esports arena. Also, I think the esports arena has a static stage. They probably will want to build their own stage.
Oh, of course, Blizzard's going to build their own stage.
Yeah,
like, this is our standard.
The reasons for them choosing the Allen Event Center over the esports arena makes sense. But then it just makes me really question, like, what are they going to try to accomplish? So, Zay and I have both bought tickets to the Fuel Ultimate weekend. We've looked at our seats, and, like, looking at the status of the arena, I really wish I could, like, pull it up. I mean, I could, but it's a lot of seats with a small stage area.
Right.
I just don't want to expect this to be the pinnacle esports experience that you would get by going to Blizzard Arena.
Right.
Because I'm afraid that it's not going to be like that because this is the first time they've tried this.
Yeah, it's a trial period. I think you're absolutely right. And from the beginning, the whole reason this league was even made, it was supposed to go worldwide, right?
Yes.
The end goal is to have actual home and away games where the Outlaws of the Fuel will fly to, Korea or whatever place they designate in the Asia region to play games, and they come to North America, and then we have to go to, South America or, Europe for the pair or something like that. They're going to be actual designated locations, right?
Yeah.
In different places. So that's the end goal. So at some point, there has to be a testing period, which you start in the continental U.S. And I would agree with you when you put it that way about tempering expectations. Yeah, I don't expect some kind of extravagant grand show expo kind of thing.
I do want to say it's going to be dope.
Oh no, I wouldn't have bought tickets. I wouldn't have bought tickets. It wasn't gonna be fucking dope. I'd have been mad. So come on now. So I know it's gonna be good, but I don't expect it to be some kind of super decked out two blocks kind of thing, event kind of thing. It's gonna be because one is Allen Event Center, and it's gonna be just cool to be there and be with all of their fans.
No, and again, I am still very excited. We're still going to have a really good time. I'm probably going to take a lot of selfies, all that good stuff. But I'm looking at you guys in chat right now. Oh my god. I'm just afraid that this is going to be rife with technical issues, that the games are going to go on for much longer than they should because, maybe somebody missed their cue. You know, like, I'll say this. As someone who's worked in production, as someone who works in tech, who knows how things work behind the scenes, I know for a fact that so many things can go wrong.
Yeah.
And if one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong.
But then me, as a non-production casual fan, maybe I won't even notice, unless it's something like massive.
Very true.
You may notice some things probably happen on stage or between someone getting their keyboard or whatever that I'm just not really paying attention to because I don't see those type of things.
That's actually an excellent point. Sorry to cut you off.
No, but that was my point there. So I think that, granted, I know a lot of people be there, obviously esports fans, they watch it, so they kind of know what to expect. But on that level of knowledge of putting on that show, if you don't put on shows and stuff, besides this one, then you're not going to really know where those mistakes lie, right? Yes. So maybe that's something that could be to their advantage. And I would hope they bring the same crew and referees and things like that so that it's consistent as possible, even though it's a different location. I'd hope so.
Well, I will say for the actual event, like when it comes to bringing crew, they will bring their crew. Mm-hmm. The 8 games that are going on for those 2 days are the only 8 games in the Overwatch League.
Okay, so they're putting all their effort into this. Which is great. It shows me they're focused on it, and they know it, right? Wait, is Dallas the first one, or is Atlanta before?
So it's Dallas, Atlanta, LA.
So Dallas is the first one. So they really need to make this look good, and of course they're going to make this seem like this is going to be the biggest event ever, right? With camera angles and all kinds of stuff. So they need to make it look like there's a lot of people here, and this is a big thing because they want to invest.
So I do want to mention some things that we see in chat. Contrasting has some really good points. First thing he says that China costs big money to get to, and traveling China is kind of sketchy, which that's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially because we take a fact and we look, it's the other side of the world.
Yeah,
he's also surprised that South Korea isn't on the list. The reason for that is, I would honestly say, it's because South Korea's Overwatch League presence, aside from their players, isn't very strong right now.
Yeah.
The South Korean Overwatch scene has been effectively nerfed.
Yeah, due to Blizzard's doing because they want to control everything. Because now they don't even play at LAN and contenders for. They used to do LAN kind of stuff. You could like watch them in
South Korean contenders was the best version of contenders.
It was so good to watch, but Blizzard said you can't do that, and they have to play on online like everyone else does in the other countries.
But you know why, right?
Well, what was...
Remember earlier in the year where Activision Blizzard cut 8% of their workforce?
Oh, well, yeah.
A huge percent of that cut was esports. Mm-hmm. That's why you don't see Watchpoint anymore. That's why Heroes of the Storm esports doesn't exist. That's why the broadcast is now much faster. There's less Puckett and Malik.
That's why they lost talent, because you couldn't pay Golden Boy left, and Crumbs left because... They got paid more somewhere else, and that's pretty much it.
I know they let Reinforce go, but brought him back on as a behind-the-scenes analyst. Mm-hmm. It's just like they made a lot of cuts to non-gaming brands, which I mean, personally, that kind of sucks. But at the same time, it's like I get it. I loved OG Watchpoint personally. Like I wish they would bring it back. But I mean, what we get now with the pre and post show is fine.
Yeah.
At least we get something every day now, but sure.
I still hope they're still pouring a good amount of money and resources into these home events that they're going to do in the States, because I think it's a big deal. Because the biggest thing for Blizzard right now, and like I said, this is the bigger picture. This is what we're talking about as Overwatch League as a whole. I think they have to make this seem like, investors, get more teams and let us send some people to your area. Yes. You can make money off of this. And so I think the Dallas one is going to be huge, especially being the first one. I think they're going to try their best to make it great. It may not be what we think because their first time, they're going to find out what works and what doesn't.
There will be kinks.
Oh, for sure there'll be kinks. Absolutely. So we'll see. My response to tapering expectations, I'm not tapering mine too much. I still think it's going to be great. Mm-hmm. And I think Blizzard knows what they're doing. I'm going to have faith.
For sure.
But I mean, they let me down with Diablo on mobile. But... I have faith in Blizzard still.
So looking at what I know from the Ultimate Weekend, that's when I say Ultimate Weekend, I'm referencing the Fuel Weekend. Because as far as Fuel Ultimate Weekend, Atlanta Homestead, and I forget what the LA one is called.
What's it called?
Yeah, it's good.
It should be called at the Blizzard Arena, because that's something already there. I don't know what the hell they're doing with this. Anyway.
But So, I mean, if you are unaware...
Contrasting. Contrasting said in chat, what, you don't have a phone? Are you trying to trigger me right now? Are you trying to trigger me? What, you don't have a phone? Motherfucker, what? That's not the point. All right, continue.
It's okay. That's a conversation for like post show or another episode.
I love Diablo 3. Really?
Look, so for season, I don't think it'll be season 3. Maybe season 4. Mm-hmm. Season 3, we will see more home games if these are successful, which they will be.
Yeah.
I know we saw Hastro, the owner of the Dallas Fuel, talk about how they've sold. I think it was like 85% of the seats.
Wow, okay.
And those
so they're almost
seats,
sold out. We're getting there.
As we get closer to the event, those seats will continue to sell.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we need to call the event center because I have no idea what the hell my seat is anymore. I can't find my damn ticket.
Is it not? I haven't logged into the site since I actually bought the ticket, so who knows what.
I never made an account, so I don't even know how I'm going to get it.
Yo, it's like my name's on the list, damn it. Let me in. That's all you got to say. You know where I sit. My name's on the list.
But no, like... So we have these 3, which are just going to be test periods, which, I mean, honestly, Overwatch League is just one big test. I remember before Season 1 even started, I read this really interesting article about how the league is a gamble. God, beer burps.
Good old Lone Star.
How the league is a gamble, not only for the investors, not only for the players, the talent, the staff, but for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine what would happen if us... I don't want to say super fans, but
not quite. We're more than the casual fan. I mean, we are just making this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central.
Because Texas time.
It's bestest time.
But like the people like us who will spend money on merch, who are willing to sacrifice their work hours to go to an event, who are willing to go out and do all of it, like. I see you, Cole Scribble, and I'm trying not to respond.
Cole Scribble with the puns, like, just keeps going in. I'm like, worth the watch. Could home games become overbearing?
I'm afraid for something to happen to Overwatch. Like, right now, Overwatch as an esport is not going away. Mm-hmm. Usually esports last a while, right? But there's gonna come a time where this league is going to fizzle out. I mean, like, unless they somehow... I don't see gaming taking a radical change from mouse and keyboard to VR in the next maybe 5 years. 10.
Yeah, I don't think Overwatch has to worry about that too much. I think this is why this esport is different. And one of the reasons I'm more invested in it is because they've realized that traditional sports have been around for how long, everybody? Like, a lot. Like, football, whatever, 100 years, Super Bowl, 6, whatever we're on. They exist because they have consistent fans who are willing to just say, this is my team, I'm sticking with them. That's been the problem with esports because they've been financially driven by companies like your Cloud9s and things like that in that nature, NRG, whatever you want to go from there. And they've been driven by that. It's hard for people to get behind a company, I guess, like that.
It is.
You say you're a Cloud9 fan, right? But you have no say or connection into that at all. It's just, I'm just a Cloud9 fan because one player. Oh, he gets traded? Well, I don't know if I want to be a Cloud9 fan anymore, kind of thing, right?
I mean, like, in regards to Tier 2 Overwatch, because Overwatch League is the only one that has city-based teams.
Right.
Tier 2 is still the NRG, the Envy, the... Cloud9 owns London.
Yeah,
and
they're trying to make those attached too, because like Paris Eternal, I think, is like the contenders team. Well, I don't know what they're called,
but they have an academy team. So whenever we mention academy teams, we're referencing the Tier 2 teams for the Tier 1 team. So, for example, the Dallas Fuel have an academy team, but they just labeled themselves Team Envious because that's the brand that owns Dallas Fuel. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
The Outlaws, do they have a...
No, we got booted out.
Because y'all had one.
We had one, but we did not submit a valid roster in time for the contender season because we had no money.
But, like, I mean, the thing about having secondary teams is a really good thing because you have, like, the Boston Uprising is a really good example.
Yeah, Uprising Academy.
And an Uprising Academy. Fusions, their new superstar main tank, came from Uprising Academy, was then pushed up to the Boston Uprising. Or you have McGravy, who was on Team Envious, Dallas Fuel's one, and he was actually in talks to join the Fuel, but then Mayhem offered him a better contract.
Izayaki, I mean, he was in there playing the contenders too, and gets moved up. So, like, he was a great Zenyatta player, because as soon as he turned 18, he's like, get him up here, because he's that good. So it's a great training ground for him.
How did we get here? We are so off track.
we were talking about. So my initial point was, I think, about the home based teams.
Yes.
Was that this is what's going to cause this esport to stay, because people get behind a location based. Houston's not going anywhere. Dallas is not, unless some apocalypse, some stuff happens. Those cities aren't going anywhere. That's going to be what it is, and so you have a stable base to stick with.
Sorry, I'm seeing y'all in chat still. Oh my god.
Oh god. Contrasting home sweet home or watch out. And then we got Cool Cripple saying, yes, arise, fun, brother. Okay.
Thank you, chat.
Yes,
thank you,
chat. Well played, chat. You guys are pretty good, actually.
Okay. So, I am excited for these home games. I'm excited for the future of the Overwatch League because I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be entertaining, and I know I'm going to love it. I mean, I remember BlizzCon. What was it, 2014 when Overwatch was unveiled?
Man, it's been that long. I think so.
It's been that long, yeah. I remember seeing that first trailer and immediately falling in love with Tracer, loving Winston, loving this idea of this world with these characters, and then seeing it slowly grow, and then getting invited into the beta, and then playing the shit out of that. And like, this game has become something so spectacular for me. For it to become this first major esport, to not only get recognized, but also to become something greater than any other esport has done. Sure, you have the Invitational for Dota. Sure, you have the LCS or whatever they just renamed it to for League.
Yeah.
But all of those things aren't something where I can connect a physical location to.
Yeah.
Like for League of Legends, if I were to follow a player or a team, it would be because they'd have a player who plays a champion I really like.
Yeah. It's much more specific. And I think, who was it? Was it CSGO or was it Call of Duty who's copying the same thing?
It's Call of Duty, but they're only copying it because it's also Activision.
Yeah, true.
They're owned by the... Overwatch League is owned by Activision, so it makes sense.
And what that says to me, when there's copycats, or if Activision feels like this is making money,
because
let's do this here. If they're doing that, that's a good sign that whatever Blizzard's doing right now at Overwatch League is working, and Activision wants to expand it to other games. It'll be ruined in Call of Duty because it's just Call of Duty is a different kind of game, I think, in my opinion, for it to work like Overwatch League. I don't know, but we'll see.
Have you watched COD Esports?
I have watched Call of Duty Esports.
Okay, so yeah.
I'm aware. I'm a huge fan of Search and Destroy. I love that game mode. Hardcore Search and Destroy. Real people play hardcore Search and Destroy. Just say it.
I don't know if I've said this on the show or not, but I know I've said this to you. I think that the Call of Duty League, or whatever the hell we decide to call it, is actually going to do better than Overwatch League.
You think? Well, it's a more basic format, right? Shoot and kill people. That's what you talked about your trek in Overwatch League. I wasn't even in that early. I wasn't in the. I heard about the game. Oh, this is cool. Blizzard game. I'm a fan of Blizzard. They usually make good stuff. I'm a Diablo fan. Okay, they made. I heard about Overwatch betas and stuff. I heard it was good. Whatever. And then it comes out, and I didn't buy it soon. I didn't buy it when it came out. About a week or two later, I heard great things about it. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna drop the $60. At the time, it was a brand new game. That's how much it was. Now it's like $20.
Right?
Yeah. So I bought it, and I remember going through my first season, my first placement games, and I was like, holy shit, this is pretty fucking fun. I just like playing all different heroes. Initially, my first hero was Widowmaker because I like being a sniper. And then I was like, and that was before they nerfed her butt. Back then, she had she was thick. Anyway, but then they nerfed that in season 3.
Though, because honestly, I appreciate the fact that Overwatch's characters, they aren't sexualized.
Yeah, they're not. They brought it down.
They aren't.
Yeah, they were at first, but then they brought it down and then they nerfed
Tracer?
They nerfed Tracer Booty too. Not as much, but they did nerf it.
But I am. Where was I going with this? Oh my god. Call of Duty League is going to be successful because of all the people who play COD.
Yeah.
But Overwatch League is going to be more successful because again, global. Like, we are underestimating China.
Yeah.
They had one team last year, and they saw success with the league. Not that specific team. I mean, Shanghai Dragons, if you are unaware,
right.
0-40, technically 0-42.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Nah, we can't have this," and they actually invested in it.
3 other cities in China decided to invest. Not 1, 3.
Yeah. So that shows it has potential here. There's, as long as it keeps expanding, I mean, and location, especially in esport, right? Because this isn't like football and things like that. It's an online kind of style. Now, granted, they'll be playing LAN for every game, but it's just a game that anyone can access from any location and play it themselves. Well, I think so you get that much more. I can't just get up and grab a helmet and shoulder pads and cleats and just like go play at a level 11 football game right now. No, but I could boot up Overwatch in 10 seconds and do what they're try to do what they're doing.
That's one reason why I think the esports can succeed. I don't want to say more than T-Sports because T-Sports are slowly dying, but they're still very fired up. Because with a T-Sport, I mean, you have little Anthony being in like second grade, have a basketball in his hand, looking up, being like, "I want to be like Mike Bibby." You know, like
wait, someone clip that. What?
I'm not doing that again.
I was right from Sacramento. This makes sense. I forgot you're from Sacramento. Okay.
And like,
I was like, Mike Bibby, who was the what?
That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. And like, playing basketball as a kid, thinking that's so cool. But again, that barrier of entry is a bit, I don't want to say more difficult because you have to physically have a ball and go to a court, which, I mean, we're making it sound like it's really difficult. It's not. But the Overwatch or any other esport, it's a video game. Video games are becoming synonymous with pop culture.
Yeah.
Like, if you have, almost every single person I know has a PlayStation, an Xbox, or a PC in their home.
Yep.
Or even better, do you guys not have phones?
Oh my God. Y'all just trying to, what's wrong? You guys not have phones? I would have threw my phone at him anyway.
Everyone has a gaming device in their pocket.
Yeah.
And if you were going to sit here and say that phones aren't gaming devices, you are, I'm sorry. Anything that's a game that's on a screen is a video game.
Yeah.
Even if that's Candy Crush, even if that's Words with Friends. Sure, my grandmother is playing these games, but yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I play Sudoku on my phone when I'm bored.
Let's
still.
go, dude. Gamers are becoming more and more common. And for something like a traditional sport versus an esport, you also eliminate a lot of the accessibility problems that you would find in traditional sports. Someone like me, short, no, I'm not scrawny anymore, but short, not really like the biggest, bulkiest guy.
Right.
I can't play football.
Yeah. And I think, Coolest Cripple mentions in chat, also the disabled people can play video games as well. I mean, that's why.
Excellent point.
This is why this is access to everyone and why, like, I mean, they want to have a fan and cheer on teams that they can play and things they can do too. So, like, this is why esports is just such a great avenue. And Overwatch and Blizzard were just like, yo, let's just like combine this little bit of T-Sports where it's a location and the fandom and the home base team
and ads.
Sponsored by Intel. Sour Patch Kids. What else do I have? Omen by HP.
T-Mobile.
Toyota. Oh God, I hate the. Okay. Super side tangent. I hate the thing that the car dragged down the road. That's so stupid.
I love that. Oh, it's so unnecessary.
I'm sure you guys watch some Overwatch League too, but like when they say the match is about to start, we're going to our next map, but first sponsored by Toyota. It look like white car just driving down this random road. I'm like, oh my God, why? It's just awkward. To me, it makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, hey, it's sponsored by Toyota. I'm like,
I say this whenever I talk about Owl to a non-viewer. The fact that the
contract that says Toyota Truck Month. I hate those commercials too, because there's always one month like, it's Toyota Truck Month here, like, you know, get you in.
I am
Toyota Tundra.
So happy that we have those ads, though. I mean,
those are big names.
Esports has struggled with a legitimacy problem for so long. Overwatch League and their ads actually like remove that barrier.
Yeah.
You have the Snickers highlight of the game in the NFL.
Yeah.
Why can't we have the Omen by HP player of the match? I mean, we do.
But I think it's different also, too, because we've gotten outside the tech sector, right? Of course, Razer, Logitech, it's Intel. Of course, those people advertise on esports because that's what we're all playing on.
But the fact that we have T-Mobile, Toyota,
Sour Patch Kids, like, what, we got candies in here?
What's the other really big like sponsor that Overwatch League has that I'm missing? I'm missing one really big non-tech one.
I can't.
Intel, HP, Omen. No, Omen is HP.
Yeah.
Toyota, Sour Patch Kids, T-Mobile.
Is there? I think there may be another one, but
I'm sure we're missing it.
Yeah, but the fact that he's Cool Scribble says the one on your shirt,
right? Jack in the Box.
Oh man, chat's right. They're getting this. They're getting this today. We'll play.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes, you're correct. One of the biggest one, Jack in the Box, was the first Overwatch League sponsors. The first team to actually have a sponsor on their jersey was not a tech one. It was a food company.
Which, by the way, I can't wait for the Season 3 field jerseys because this is going to move. This was a 2-year contract,
yeah. I hope so, because you're the only team that does that. Everyone's just like, oh, you really like...
It usually goes up here for every other team, but for the field, nah, it's right there. Right there.
Yep, and I think there's like Aris is there, T-Mobile, and there's another one. Remember the Valiant had a movie?
Yeah.
What was the
Uncle Drew?
Uncle Drew was on the LA Valiant. So I was like, that's cool. Pop culture's involved now. So all these other companies and avenues of like revenue are pouring into Overwatch League, which is a great sign.
Okay, we have actually gone over on this topic, so I want to end on this.
Okay.
Although post show, I feel like we're gonna continue anyway because it's the post show.
Post-show coming up.
For the Overwatch League's home games, I still say we should temper our expectations, but I expect to have an amazing time. It's going to be life-changing. I am so stoked, guys. Like, you have no idea. I'm going to come back from that episode, or from that weekend, vibrating on next week's episode. Yeah. We're going to have lots to talk about.
Yeah.
But, guys, for now, this has been Texas Watch, your weekly source for Overwatch League news for the Dallas Fuel and Houston Outlaws. Said that backwards, I don't care. Guys, we're here. Okay. I've been doing this for 25 episodes now. Okay,
25.
I think that I've gotten into a good enough flow. Maybe I can flow it up every once in a while.
I think you're right. Or you can just throw the dice a little bit and see what you come up with.
Shake it
up a little bit.
But guys, we're here every Tuesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, because Texas time
is bestest time.
Wow. Twitch.tv/TexasWatch if you want to catch us live on YouTube. Link down below. I still don't have a URL for us. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Please. That'll help us bring our numbers up and get an actual URL.
Can you say please one more time?
please, kill Cool Man. Please
kill Cool Man, please.
And then once again, we are giving away these Legos here. We're going to have a link in chat. I'll post it up one more time for you guys. Enter in this contest. It is free to enter. There is nothing crazy, no shenanigans. Once you enter, if you win, which we will draw next week, we will get that sent out to you wherever you are. As long as you're in the continental U.S., I'm sorry, European, Canada. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. That'll be it for us. Guys, thanks for being here. Let's make Texas proud.
Yeehaw!